Hello there, and a very, very warm welcome as always to the France Buying Guys YouTube presentation. Well, it's a little bit about running a car in France this week. Now, it's often perfectly possible and financially sensible to bring your own car from the UK, and indeed you can source left-hand drive cars. We've done that with two cars in the UK and brought them over here. The market for new cars here is pretty much on a par with UK, but second-hand cars are really quite expensive, so do think about that if you're going to be staying in France. If you're going to be moving here for longer than 6 months, it does make sense to have your car registered. Indeed, you should. You have to have your car registered in France with a French registration number. Now, the process is not too difficult. A little bit of paperwork, as always. But as I say, we've done two cars, and it's not a difficult thing to do really at all. You can then obviously fill out your logbook in England and reclaim any tax due on any surplus. To register in France, you need to get first a certificate of conformity, which basically means that your car complies with French standards. Now, on older cars, you can obtain it from the manufacturer. Otherwise, you should fill out what's called a demande d'identification. And this you can get from a place called DREAL, D-R-E-A-L. It used to be DRIRE, D-R-I-R-E. You can find that out from Yellow Pages or from your mairie, and they will give you enable you to certificate of conformity. It costs about €100 or so for that. Then the other thing you need, of course, is a certificate of roadworthiness, much like our MOT. It's called a contrôle technique, and most garages will do this. And you may have to, for example, change your lights so they go right-hand differently instead of left-hand, and possibly if your mileage doesn't show kilometres, even if it's a smaller thing than the mileage, you have to get that changed. But usually it's not a big deal. Once you've got that, you then have to have your identity and your proof of address, etc., and go to your local prefecture, and they will process the whole thing for you, and you will get a certificate of immatriculation, and that will enable you to have your French number plate. You'll be then sent a carte grise, which is like our logbook. In the meantime, while that's being done, you'll get notification of your number plate, which you take to a garage who will affix the number plates for you. That doesn't really cost very much either. They'll probably charge you 15–20 euros for fixing it, and about 20 euros for the actual number plate, two of them. And that's it really. The cost of re-registering your car totally is probably going to be something like 500 or a bit more euros, but once it's done, it is done. And you can expect to pay something like 500 euros a year in insurance, depending on obviously on the type and the age of the car. But don't forget, in France, it's the car which is insured, not the person. So anybody can drive your car with your permission once it is insured. Petrol and diesel are about the same price here. Although, in fact, on motorways, be careful. It's obviously probably the same in England, a lot more expensive because they've got a captive market there. Do be careful at garages, because some garages close at lunchtime and fairly early in the evening. A lot of them do have 24-hour machines where you can pay by card. There's no road tax in France, which is good news, but they do have a toll system on the motorways, and that can mount up. But then on the upside of that, of course, is that the roads are usually pretty well maintained. So, and as far as your driving license goes, there's nothing to stop you using your UK license, but if you do have some sort of conviction for speeding or anything at all, then you will be obliged to change it to a French license, because there's no reciprocal agreement at the moment, and therefore the French want you to change to your new license so they can do the points thing. It's the other way around in France, by the way. You start off with 12 points and you get them taken away, so that when you've got none, you will receive a ban, other way around from England. But in general, driving's a pleasure. The roads are less crowded, there's more of them. So I wish you happy motoring. Bye-bye for now. Bye.